Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and today I am in the East Village of Manhattan to review a place that I've heard so much about, a place that's been crazy hyped up, the place behind me, Apollo Bagels. And this place has been the talk of the town in the bagel community, you might say. It's beloved by locals and critics, and yeah, it's supposed to be a great spot. Now, Apollo Bagel seems to be similar to a place that we reviewed last time on this channel last year, Pop-Up Bagel. And just like Pop-Up Bagel, you know, like the name suggests, it started as a pandemic pop-up. So the person who founded Pop-Up Bagel during the pandemic, he started making bagels. It really took off, and now Pop-Up Bagel is one of the most hyped up bagels in the whole city. Apollo Bagel, my understanding is that it's similar. You know, it started out also as a pop-up, I believe in Brooklyn, and then, you know, last year they opened a storefront. This one here, they opened their East Village storefront, and they also opened a second one recently in the West Village, but we're here at their first location. I would say New York is definitely the bagel capital of the whole world. I mean, once you've had bagels in New York, they don't really compare anywhere else. I've even been to Montreal, and people say bagels are great in Montreal too, but I feel like the New York bagel is still better than the Montreal bagel, just my personal taste at least. So if a place is standing out as one of the best spots for bagels here in the East Village, and in the East Village, well, both villages really, but in the East Village where there are so many spots to eat, you know, pretty much every block you can find like a great place almost. If in the East Village this place is being hyped up, and just in general, if this is already being considered one of the best bagel spots in all of New York, out of all the great bagel shops in New York that I've eaten and some of which we've been to on this channel, so if that's the case, then you know I gotta check it out, so let's try it. Now, before we continue with the rest of the review, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, Good Chop. Now, I've worked with Good Chop in the past, and Tina and I are fans of them, so let me tell you why. First of all, Good Chop has so much great variety. I mean, all sorts of great proteins, you know, organic chicken, all sorts of steaks, good quality steaks, really fresh seafood. There's pretty much something for everyone if you use Good Chop. What's also great about Good Chop is that Good Chop only sources their proteins from American farms and fisheries, so by using Good Chop, you'll be supporting local fisheries and farms here in the USA. And Good Chop is so confident that you'll like their stuff that they have a 100% money back guarantee. So if you don't like Good Chop for whatever reason, you know, you'll get a refund. Now, Tina and I got a Good Chop box last year, and we really enjoyed it. I thought that the steaks had great flavor, they were well marbled, the flavor of the beef tasted great, and we also really liked the seafood. Now, the salmon I can eat, I can't eat shellfish. The salmon also tasted great, it tasted really fresh, tasted really nutritious, had great flavor, but Tina especially really liked the shrimp. Tina really liked the shrimp. And another good thing about Good Chop is that everything comes flash frozen, vacuum sealed, so all you gotta do is throw everything into the freezer, thaw whenever you want to eat. Visit goodchop.com/YouTube and use my promo code UAEats130 for $130 off across your first 4 boxes. Again, that's goodchop.com/YouTube and use my promo code UAEats130 for $130 off across your first 4 boxes. And now, back to our video. Hi, I'll do 1 bagel with cream cheese, and I hear the scallion cream cheese is pretty good.
Really good. Which type of bagel? Everything is the most popular, but we also have sesame or plain.
I'll do sesame, and then I'll do a bagel with smoked salmon. Yeah, that one with smoked salmon, cream cheese, capers. I'll do that one and everything.
All right, and regular cream cheese for that one?
Sure, regular sounds good.
Right, gotcha. So I got a sesame with scallion and everything, smoked salmon, everything on it. Any drinks or anything else? OJ, coffee, water, lemonade.
The OJ is fresh squeezed, right?
House made, 1 ingredient.
All right, I'll try it.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome.
And your name for the order?
UA, like the letters, UA.
Okay, perfect. $29.94.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, guys, so we have our Apollo Bagels, and this is the most hyped up bagel spot in all of New York right now. You know, at least definitely up there, top 2 or 3, I would say. Now, a look at the menu. They actually have a really small menu, and you know, typical bagel shops in New York, like you're kind of spoilt for choice. You have all sorts of bagels to choose from, like so many schmears and things like that. But at this place, they really only have a few options. They really only have a few bagel flavors, just plain sesame and everything. and not too many other flavorings. You know, they got a few cream cheeses, they got lox, they got whitefish, but otherwise not too much. Although it looks like they do have freshly squeezed orange juice, and oh, and they have one of my favorite sparkling waters. Now, no longer just a pop-up location in Brooklyn. Now they have 2 locations in both villages. So first, let's try this orange juice, this OJ. As you saw inside, they're fresh squeezing this with, you know, fresh oranges, throwing them into the machine at the top. And, you know, this freshly squeezed OJ can be quite expensive since it's not really efficient to get the juice from it. So hopefully the juice is worth the squeeze. So, all right, let's give this a try. I don't know, maybe I'm just really thirsty, or maybe I just haven't had breakfast, so I really need this, but this is really hitting the spot. Like, it really, I don't know, not like those Tropicana orange juices, which are pretty much just all sugar. I mean, this really does taste like a fresh orange, like not just an orange, specifically, it tastes so much like an orange, it specifically tastes like a navel orange. Like, it's not too sweet, they're not really adding anything extra, no extra sugar or anything to it. Apparently a lot of those concentrated orange juices, apparently they add orange food coloring into it to make it look orange, because after the concentration process, or whatever it's called, apparently after all that, it makes the orange juice kind of look grayish or something. So they add orange food coloring into it, which is lame if you ask me. But no, like, you pretty much just taste like the full orange in this. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is quite delicious, tastes nutritious, and yeah, obviously for the money I paid, I probably could get like a whole container of the concentrated stuff. But I guess once in a while, it's worth treating yourself, right? You're really getting all those nutrients and the vitamin C from the orange, so pick some of your OJ carefully. Some OJ will prolong your life. Some OJ will kill you. But as good as the orange juice is, we're here for the bagels. I mean, the bagels are really the main attraction here. So we got 2. We got one that's more like a smoked salmon sandwich, and we got one that's, you know, just a standard bagel with cream cheese. And that's more the way to go, I would say, here in New York. A lot of people think that it's really all about the bagel sandwiches, and bagel sandwiches do have their place, but I would say that in New York, I would say that bagel with cream cheese, I feel like that's more standard for everyday New York breakfast. All right, so we got our bagel with lox, and we got our bagel with cream cheese. And take a look at these guys. I mean, this one kind of just looks like a normal bagel, scallion toasted bagel, it looks like, with cream cheese on the inside. And the other one almost looks like a work of art. Like, that almost looks like, I don't know, that's like a Michelin star bagel or something like Thomas Keller would make. Like, it's really, I never thought I would say this. I never thought I would say bagels have good plating, so to say, but take a look at this. I mean, just look at this guy. Maybe not the most generous portion of smoked salmon, but it's the taste that counts. It's quality over quantity. But look, we got capers. I'm actually not a big caper fan, but I'll try it. We got capers, we got onions, we got dill. I don't think it mentioned dill on the menu, but hopefully it tastes good. Hopefully it's delicious. And yeah, by making it open-faced and, you know, presenting it this way, it is quite beautiful the way it looks. So hopefully it tastes good and it's not just a Instagrammable thing. But before we try this one, let's just try their standard bagel with cream cheese. Cause I don't care how stuff looks, to be honest, at the end of the day. I care how things taste, no matter what restaurant I'm in. I could be in like a 3 Michelin star restaurant. The food might look pretty, but it's gotta taste delicious too. So, you know, not the most generous amount of cream cheese on the inside, but that's okay. You know, sometimes I think some bagel places, they overload up the cream cheese and, you know, kind of makes the whole thing messy. But this one, it looks like the perfect amount. Ooh. Wow, that is really good. Let me see if I can manage another bite. Pretty good. Let's break it down. Well, let me just say that I think the scallion cream cheese is pretty good, but the scallion flavor is quite strong. But I would say the scallion cream cheese kind of does taste like your typical scallion cream cheese you can get at any bagel shop. So the cream cheese doesn't really stand out, but here it's all about the bagel. I mean, the bagel is just, you know, it's toasted. I know some bagel you know, purists will say you shouldn't toast bagels because they're already baked, but trust me guys, lots of people toast bagels here in New York. I mean, everyone does it, or not everyone, but lots of people do it, so don't listen to people who say that. If they didn't want you to toast it, they wouldn't have a toaster in the shop. But guys, just look at how crispy the bagel is. It's crunchy, crispy, not so toasty, like it's like dry, like it's like like it's perfectly crispy and crunchy and delicious. And it's a rather thin bagel, so it kind of tastes like a cracker. Like this kind of resembles the Montreal style bagels that I mentioned earlier, like the Montreal styled crispy, thinner bagels. Although while it is like a little bit airy and doughy on the inside, I do think it could, you know, I would prefer for the bagels to be a little thicker so that they can be a little bit doughier, but it tastes great. And also by toasting that sesame on top, it kind of brings out some of that nutty, like kind of umami sesame flavor. So guys, bagel's a hit. Cream cheese I think is more on the average end, but the bagel itself is incredible. Wow. Not bad. It really does kind of resemble the Montreal style bagel, but let's try this lox, capers, and onion one. And dill, it appears to be mixed in on this as well. So like I said guys, don't believe the haters who say that toasting bagels is bad, because toasting bagels, in my opinion, is, at least for me, it's the way to go, because you get an outside crispy layer and it contrasts with the soft, spongy, hopefully spongy and airy inside of the bagel. And let's hope this bagel tastes good and it's not just a work of art. Let me try one more bite. To be honest, that one's not my favorite. It wasn't bad, it was decent, but I would say that one was less good than just a standard bagel and scallion. This one, to be honest, the dill actually does taste kind of interesting. Like it kind of tastes like, I'm gonna use what's gonna sound like a very silly cliche or something, but it kind of tastes like, I don't know, like a touch of spring or something. Like it kind of has like almost like a fresh grass flavor in like a good way. Like a really fresh grass with morning dew on it. I don't know, that might not sound appealing, but trust me, it does kind of taste good in like that regard. But the dill I feel like needs to be chopped up more, because honestly it kind of just makes this thing difficult to eat. Like I don't know, like it's hard to bite through it without it like kind of getting all over your face. So I don't know, like I feel like it's okay to have the dill, but they should chop it up and kind of sprinkle it more. I get that they don't want to do that for like aesthetics, but while this is pretty, I feel like I'd rather it be a little bit more practical to eat. The lox tastes good. I mean, it's nice and buttery and you know, really, really soft and tender. The lox itself kind of melts in your mouth, but unfortunately, I really feel like they kind of skimped on the lox. I mean, they really could have given you more of it. I mean, just a really thin layer like that, I feel like it's not really gonna cut it. And not even just like not being generous, because it's such a thin layer, the crunchy bagel kind of overwhelms it, and you almost barely taste the lox in a way. Like you don't taste the toppings as strongly because there's not too many of them, and the flavor of the everything bagel kind of overwhelms everything else. And I even got a plain cream cheese this time, so the cream cheese is not really overwhelming anything. I don't know, if you're gonna go with the lox angle, I would get a plain bagel and not like a flavored one, so that it doesn't drown out any of the flavor. I've definitely had better when it comes to these lox bagels, I would say. But yeah guys, that's my review of Apollo Bagels. And in this case I felt like it was good. I didn't think it was great, if I can be honest. Like the bagel itself kind of has interesting crunchy texture, but I would even think that to some extent I almost kind of think that the bagel is a little bit over toasted and you know, a little bit too crunchy, where I don't really taste the soft inside. So yeah, I mean, I love a toasted crunchy bagel, but in this case sometimes it's a little bit overkill, because if you do have toppings, it kind of drowns it out a little bit. So I would say for me, I would say Apollo Bagels, good. You know, I'm not quite sure if it was worth the hype. I would say it's a good place, and I came here on a weekday, so there's not like a big line. Apparently there's a huge line on the weekends. Like sometimes people wait like 30-40 minutes, even an hour. So I pretty much just waltzed right in, and maybe the West Village location is more poppin'. But if there's no line, I think it might be worth trying. But if there is a line, then yeah, I'm not sure if it's worth it. But anyways guys, that's just my opinion, of course. Obviously that's just my take, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you've been to Apollo Bagels before, do you think it lived up to the hype? Let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. And As always, if you like my vids, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. I'm definitely not wasting any of this liquid gold, freshly squeezed orange juice. So until next time, I'll see you later.